Well, bruvs, I found some pretty cool newspaper articles today in a cluttered basement estate sale. And this is from the Cleveland Plain Dealer Fiction and Feature section. I hope this isn't fiction because the story was great. I haven't read it yet, but don't want to touch it with this beer. This is brilliant. And I really need to frame this. Let's see if you can see it all. Science okays the weird dance and nude nature cults. Look at this. New German dramatic dance designed to develop personality as well as bodily freedom and grace. These girls are pupils of the futuristic dance group founded by Berth Schrempe of Berlin. This is what was leading up to Nazism. It's kind of a new age cult sort of thing. Left, Dance of the Hands, an extraordinary example of mass coordination and aesthetic exercise by a group of German girls who are students of the health and beauty movement. What's this? Left. The camera caught these two feminine athletes at an exciting moment in a game of lacrosse. That's lacrosse? Oh, that's lacrosse. Okay. All right. Physicians have protested against competitive games of this type as being too strenuous for young women. And then this, two exponents of the German sunshine cult taking their daily rhythmic exercises to the cadence of the wind and waves. Note the beautiful symmetry of their healthy bodies. Page 12 of the June 23rd, 1929. Much maligned caperings help one's emotions and harmonize the body, say experts who investigated. The fantastic antics performed by the neophytes of new weird dance and nude nature cults were derided and laughed at a short time ago by both scientists and laymen. The adherents of the health and beauty movement in Germany, Sweden, and Italy were generally looked upon as freaks. Notice that two of those became fascist states. Girls could cavort across green fields nude. They could run about barefoot in the snow, or if it pleased their fancy, gesticulate in a grotesque, dramatic manner. But slight consideration was given the ambitious claims made by the cult creators regarding the remarkable effect these curious capers would have upon the participants. The dance and nature experience talked of developing new beauty, poise, grace, and even personality through body harmony. Despite all aspersions cast upon them, the cults flourished. New schools sprang up throughout Europe. Physicians began to view their work with genuine interest. The health and beauty movement seemed to be divided into two groups, one that carried on all activities out of doors, regardless of wind and weather. This group, comprised of both men and women, held that sun baths taken in the nude revivified and relaxed the body, while gamboling in the snow without clothing had a hardening and stimulating effect. A joyous spirit of play was encouraged, which, it was thought, produced natural grace and poise, as well as body symmetry. The other group operated on the theory that vital personalities and beautiful bodies were produced by dramatic dancing. The variety of the pantomimes, some beautifully cathetic, some grotesquely primitive, afforded release for all the inhibitions. This element, combined with exercise through rhythmic movement, was said to result in health and beauty of mind and body. Then Dr. Franz von Hegel, eminent German health specialist, became so interested in the work of such schools as the Hanover Model School of Cologne that he made a personal investigation of the situation. Now, after watching the effect of this particular type of exercise upon women of several nations, he has made several astonishing statements. Are these new aesthetic exercises more beneficial to women than ordinary athletes? Dr. von Hegel empathetically says yes, and he adds natural freedom of spirit and body movement is of paramount value to women today. The carefully supervised exercise provided by rhythmic dances does produce health and symmetry of body. Science has already put her stamp of approval upon sunbathing and life out of doors at all seasons of the year, while psychologists have admitted the value of dramatic training as a release for instincts. Inhibited instincts, pardon. But Dr. von Hegel has arrived at still another conclusion. He says, while the results achieved by the health and beauty movement are extremely beneficial, the generally accepted forms of athletics, such as strenuous sports and games, are often dangerous to feminine participants. This statement was received with an outburst of protest by athletic enthusiasts. They called attention to the splendid specimens of young womanhood now regularly participating in competitive sports, suggesting such outstanding examples as Helen Wills, the tennis champion, and Gertrude Ederle, famous swimmer. Dr. von Hegel was ready with his reply and cited the case of the tennis star and the champion swimmer to prove his point. He drew attention to the highly developed muscles of Helen Willis's right arm. He suggested that these muscles, brought constantly into play by the swinging of the racket, may in time enlarge the girl's arm out of proportion to her slim feminine body. The German expert commented upon Gertrude Eberle's heavy shoulders and also upon the fact that she is said to be suffering from deafness as a result of long hours spent in the water. That I don't doubt is a problem. Curiously enough, at the time of the health experts' challenge to defenders of the traditional forms of athletics for women, there came an announcement directly from the enemy's camp that supported Dr. von Hegel's stand. Several famous English schools for girls have recently banned hockey, saying that hockey produced a one sided curve in the feminine figure. Among the schools that have taken this action are the Crouch End High School for Girls and the Rodan School for Girls near Brighton. In some cases, lacrosse has been substituted, but other experts say that this game is likely to be too strenuous for many girls. In expressing the sentiment against rough competitive sports for women, Miss Cowdroy, principal of the Crouch End High School, said, hockey does not make for either grace or beauty. It gives girls a one sided position, as girls are apt to be carried away, even more than boys, by a game. They sometimes have nasty accidents. It is on the latter part of her statement that many other physicians have based their objections to women participating without restraint in sports of the type formerly engaged in by men alone, such as track events, hurdles, broad jumps, long distance running, football, hockey, basketball. These experts contend that women are naturally constituted more delicately than men. They declare there is particular danger when the events are competitive, as women let their natural enthusiasm overshadow their power of endurance. Some time ago, Dr. Thomas D. Wood, advisor in health education and college physician of Columbia University, came out definitely against strenuous athletics for women because of his experience in one of the biggest coeducational colleges in the United States. His opinion is particularly significant. He said, "This training will not create a strong and healthy body for the average girl. Instead, it is likely to weaken her and may someday interfere with the thing to which every normal girl looks forward as the high honor of woman's existence, motherhood." On the other hand, medical experts are agreed upon the vital necessity of exercise, and women have come to realize that a symmetrical figure is one of the greatest attributes a woman may possess. Perhaps the new health and beauty schools of Europe may, after all, offer a solution to the problem that confronts the modern woman. Some of the most conspicuously favorable results have been achieved at the Hanover Model School in Cologne by members of the German Sunshine Cult and by the dramatic dance movement founded by Bertha Truempe in Berlin. Several Swedish schools have been especially successful recently. An exponent of the Swedish movement has developed a system of exercises based entirely upon relaxing by stretching every muscle of the body. The students are told to watch a cat lazily stretching its gracefully body, and to emulate the animal's movements. The muscles brought into play in this manner become plastic and at the same time strong. In time, they correlate harmoniously and produce grace of movement. No one group of muscles is overdeveloped. Bare, Barefoot dancing has been found to have a definite therapeutic value, and the new schools have given special attention to the exercise of the feet. It is said that although many people religiously take their daily dozen, it never occurs to them to exercise their toes and ankles. Yet many women pay regular visits to chiropodists for treatment of broken arches. Lack of exercise of the feet may produce weak ankles and weakened arches. It is often said, in addition, that poor circulation often results in nerves sometimes become affected. The new health and beauty cults also pay considerable attention to the development of the hands. Physiologists tell us that the hands provide an interesting key to the character, and that a person who uses his hands awkwardly is quite likely to be retarded emotionally. The free and harmonious development of the use of the hands is said to develop a person's confidence in the use of his entire body. In two of the photographs on this page, you will see important phases of the use of hands in the astonishing dramatic dances. There you go. I guess they're all using their hands, so. The cultists have vied with the beauty specialist in yet another way. In performing the dramatic dances, grotesque facial expressions are often an essential phase of the representation. This type of pantomime brings all the muscles of the face into play and, according to the dance experts, accomplishes marvels in developing the features. Circulation is stimulated, sagging muscles tightened. The exponents of this theory also contend that even though the features of a woman's face may not be particularly lovely, an expressive face is always attractive. A great deal of care is given to schooling the pupil in versatility of facial expression, and it is through this pantomimic, or is it mimic, medium that vital personal fascination is developed. Hundreds of men and women have become interested in Europe's new dance and nature movements, but the women converts outnumber the men by 20 to 1. Many scientists who first scoffed at the cults and called them faddish now believe they will play an important role or important part in developing a more vital race. There you are, the Colts. You can read or hear me read the whole thing in the playback. Pretty cool. 1929. I will frame this somehow. It's a pretty big full spread, but that's brilliant. All right, Robs, that's all.